next adventure. We'll see what awaits us this time. Let me just get it pulled up on my computer. Here we go. Alright. Let us go out and explore what the world has waiting for us now. I literally have no idea what to expect from here on out. I'm guessing we're heading to Garlemald next. I had hoped that we'd be going to the moon next, but apparently not. I almost still don't think the moon is going to be our last area we can explore. Like, I feel like it's going to be before that point, but that's just a silly little sneaky suspicion that I have. Hello, Raha. I hope you didn't mind us barging into your room for our late night feast. For what it's worth, it did me a world of good to put our troubles to one side, if only for a moment. I don't mind at all, Raha. Also, I need to put my proper bracelets back on. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yes, Kryl. What are we getting out of this? Pewter weapon. I'm level 525. Interesting. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope. I was about to make my way to the studium as it happens. I wanted to try and speak with Scholar Monteshane and thank him for coming to our rescue in the Rostra. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find we'd already departed for Thavnair. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Y'shtola and the others, I thought now would be the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? Sure. Go right ahead, Kryl. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alphino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go ahead to the phenomenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Okay, Raha. You stay out of trouble, okay? You can watch after Shalana, alright? Unlike some of the Scions, I am not an alumni of the studium. As such, I have no acquaintances there I am obliged to visit. And while I would love nothing more than to pore over the great many tomes of phenomenon, I fear my presence there would stir up unwanted trouble. So, for now I will be patient, much as it pains me to do so. Take care of your nephew, okay? Spend time and play with him. I'm sure he would enjoy it. Although he's probably napping now, but, you know, he'll probably wake up before too long. Having fun there, Alphino? If Father can master these fiendish contraptions, then so can I. I mean, you did well enough in Zot. Heading out for a stroll? Kryl wanted to go visit the Skullock. The Skullock himself was here? In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people worrying over his reputation. And at our alma mater, no less. Well, wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Okay, then. Studium is up this way, I believe. Have I actually been there? I'm not sure. Hello, Giorgio. Also, do I have any more side quests that have popped up? Not here. Okay, cool. Here is the studium. Alphino. It feels like only yesterday that I first walked through these doors. Declared that your life's dedication was the salvation of the star. See that sculpted picture above the entrance? That's the mark of Thaliak, the scholar, the bearer of the waters of knowledge. It's no exaggeration to say that the Sharlayan itself is one enormous shrine to him, and that's basically noticeable. That's especially noticeable here in the studium. Oh, there it is. Ooh, they're playing this track. It's just so jazzy. Here it is, Phenomenon. While I expect you made a note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and hosts of administrative offices and so forth. At the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of aetherological phenomena, hence the name. Though the aether being fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the Sixth Astral Era, Phenomenon was decreed complete, and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority on aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Charlene's foremost educational institute. He always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with the highest honors in magical arts and aetherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you are equally prodigious scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me, nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors, and I am certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, as I have ever been in his shadow. If nothing else, I just remember that this was where the legend of Alphino Levenor began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. Nod. I'm not sure. We'll see. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for Scholar Monteshame. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. We'll see if what's happened with their dad has not tainted anything here. Hopefully everything will be just fine. Okay. That was Alphino Levier, wasn't it? The Alphino Levier! And he's with his sister, Master Baldessian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word! Chill out there, buddy. Do you know where the Scholark is? Oh, sorry. You said you were looking for the Scholark, yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere. But Miss Aleppo should have a better idea. Oh, Chloe's got another sister here, apparently? Things were bad enough during our school days, and Alphino's time abroad has only heightened his fame, or should that be infamy? He had his rivals and detractors, of course, though most of them gave that up after his adoring fans set upon them like ravenous dogs. Alphino, on the other hand, never paid them much notice. They were simply beneath him. Yeah, that sounds like, old age Alphino to us. He spoke to me! He actually spoke to me! It's Alphino himself in the flesh! Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness. Oh, if only you knew what this little child put us through at one point. He looks just so uncomfortable. I assure you, I'll tell you all about it after my business with the Scholark has concluded. The Scholark? Tell me, my good fellow, does this have something to do with saving the world from catastrophe? Might we turn our attention to Master Levier's graduation thesis? I, too, have my doubts regarding our policy of non-intervention. Is it true that your experiences overseas are the reason why you have incurred the ire of the Forum? Oh, what I wouldn't give to see you butt heads with those old codgers. We must, I just can't believe. It's just, Okay, let's go see Miss Aliapo. Subtia. I'm soon we'll be late for lectures. He'd have been 2 bells early if it were one of Professor Makoto's classes. Makoto's here? And Makoto's a oh, hey, sightseeing spot. The question is this a normal lookout spot? Yes, it is. Okay. How it feels to be a teacher. Look at these. How are you supposed to reach that top board to chalk on? Like, seriously? Like, seriously. Oh, goodness. I just... one day when this is less populated, people can roleplay in here. Let's see, can't go in that room. She says nothing to him. Oh, hey, it's Kryl. It's another room. I guess this ladder is how they're supposed to reach the top. Can't climb the ladder. Look at all this chalk. So much chalk. All the production on chalk. Unsurprisingly, the Scholark is not in his office. I did, however, speak with one student who saw him not long ago, so he can't have gone far. It's quite rare to meet an outsider with such a curious mind as yours. Classes are not currently in session, but when they are, this place is filled with the sound of students exchanging ideas and soaking up new knowledge. But that would affect the ethereal conductivity. You don't look like a student. This isn't learner's meet. I feel as if I'm too old to be a student. We were researching prophecies. Lately, I have been reading over the writings of Master Louis Swa in hopes of gleaning some heretofore unknown knowledge. I take it this is the guy's office? We got a number of things here. This might also be deliveries, crafting, studium, supply things. Ooh! Food! This is where they learn how to cook. And this is armor, smithy, stuff, things. Okay. Interesting. Okay, can't go there. Back where we started. Phenomenon is something of a multi-purpose facility used by lecturers and craftsmen alike. If you're looking for learner's meet, it's through the last door on the left. Okay, can't go in there. Ah, fish! Snatch up all these fish. Just grab them all. It's all mine. My fish. Books. Okay. And a tree. They randomly have a tree in here. How do they manage to get this tree to grow in here? There's no window with sunlight for it. Alright. Alifo. Maybe you're Chloe's mom. Are you lost? Wandered in off the street, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the ship. I'm right, aren't I? Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you welcome to Searcher's Meet. Let me start with a question. What's the most important thing you find in the studium? That's right, books! What's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else! That's what we deal with here at Searcher's Meet. Whenever students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of a Pisa this, tongue of a gigantitoad that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you will have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. The only thing I'm interested in gleaning is information of the scholar's whereabouts. I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no gleaner. So what you're telling me is you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? And you're looking for a scholark? I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can... Oh, you mean him! He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back out the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios, not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, you just follow the blood-curdling screams. Oh boy. Ha! In the time it's taken me to tell you all this, the scholark has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. Oh boy. Thank you. Charlene must be spared. Oh dear, if only he were around to help me. Huh. Okay. Oh, you're a Hearthguard dude. Don't see many of you around here. Oh dear. Am I ever going to find a craftsman for the profession? All this pressure is going to be the end of me. Oh, I hope to find someone who can help soon. Well, obviously, I will need to do things here eventually, once I get into the crafting business. How am I supposed to approach any gleaners for help when the subject of our research remains undecided? Honestly, that man. Subtia. Oh, yeah, you're the one I talked to before. Okay. Alrighty. Raison. My princess, my queen. So long as I can continue my research with you, I am in bliss. Do I even want to know who you're talking about? Alright, y'all just apparently still say the same things. Alright, if I were a scholark, Kryl is still there. There's a student. Hello. Yes, the scholark was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. We spoke at length. I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. Ha! Ha! Monteshane! Why are you running away from me, Monteshane? Alright, it's probably in here. Yes, where people are viewing this cutscene. Hello, thank you, kind man.
Ah, I remember you.
And I remember you, good sir. You got us out of hot water.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Well, I do have my own child.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy.
Can you help us figure it out, though?
I couldn't tell you if I tried.
Ah, I suspected as much.
Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Hey, we are in school now. Only the second time in her life Shallon's ever been in a class. Who are you, Yensid?
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into three forms. Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Corporeal ether, magic, corporeal ether. I'll say that.
Yes.
Yes!
Very good.
I'm the best! I'm so good at this
is the
class!
form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked.
Ooh. Which gives rise to the fact that I have Shallon dreaming about her life as a Zem.
Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
reason why you need the magic to do the things.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago.
Oh my gosh,
And
they're
what
actually
might
making
have
that a thing. When they forgot the Warrior of Light.
The seventh umbral calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace.
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form.
That has been proved. Proven.
Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
We've proven that the latter is true, though. Considering knowing who I am. The look of absolute shock on Shallan's face.
Well, I think that's enough education for today. Now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet.
Again, I don't think she's told the others about the fact that she is a Zim. Okay, seriously, you're just a glorified Yen Sid. Lols.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits. wheresoever they may take you.
Okay, what was that evil laugh for? You've been granted the run of the phenomenon. If you are game, Key Alipo would put your artistry to use. Not that I have gotten my stuff up there yet, but inventory. I have a new weapon. That is better. Let me see how these look. I've already seen some that look kind of like these, I guess. They're not bad. I do prefer my usual ones, though. I just think these suit this outfit. Just kind of the gold color. Kind of matches the outfit. The gold and silver. Again, it goes with the outfit, I feel. So that's why I keep these. Alphino. While Scholark Montaigne was best known for his role as head of the studium, he is said to be one of the finest mages Charlene has ever produced. Having seen for myself the ease with which he weaves extraordinarily complex and powerful magics, I have no reason to doubt the claim. Some of my earliest memories are of Scholark Montaigne, actually. He was a close friend of our grandfather. He would come for tea and amaze us with his tricks, much like his demonstration with the paper and ink. He's a huge part of why I wanted to enter the studium in the first place. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the forum's true motives, and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. On that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way you could better acquaint yourself with Key Alipo, as the Scholark suggested, while I share our findings with Raha. Alright. I'll talk to Key Alipo whenever I get my crafting up to this level. Obviously you can see it's red, so I cannot at the moment because my crafting jobs are a little on the low side. You can't even see my crafting jobs. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is my crafting jobs so far. I was working on them up until Endwalker launched, but you can see I didn't get terribly far. Oh boy. I'll get there soon. I'll return to this at some point when I'm done with the rest of the stuff here. Ah, there's side quests! Let's see. What do we have? Just normal side quests. Alright, I will handle those at a later time. I'll handle those after my next break. It's not that far of a walk to the annex. I don't really need to take the 8th ride to get there. Alright, Graha. Oh, we have Estinian here, too. Are you done being antisocial yet? Having spent most of most of the time in Thavnir, I've yet to fully grasp the lie of the land here in Charlian. Even finding my way to the Annex proved a challenge. Estinian returned not long after we departed for the studium. A shame that he missed the chance to attend our lecture with the Skullark. Or perhaps not. Yeah, I think he would have been bored to tears, just saying. You'd better not let your guard down around Key. One small favor becomes another, then another, and before you know it, you'll be running to the other side of the world in search of a bottle of wine or some other rubbish. Then again, it might make for a welcome change of pace from your usual heroics, and as the Skullark said, it could also lead to interesting discoveries. I mean, is she any different from Rowena in that regard? It seems I've done an adequate job of relaying the Skullark Montshane's lecture to Raha. Given his experiences in the field of souls and memories, he had no trouble understanding it. Yeah, he knows all that all too well. I'm sure he probably even already knew the whole thing already without needing to grasp it or be told it. Oh, welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. As expected, news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsa Lominsa. Okay then. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way of the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrand. Okay. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? Yes, Estinian's just a pack mule. Of how they're always stacked in that precise way. I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I mean, they are dragon scales. I shouldn't complain, though. Reacher and his alchemists of the great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I've little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn, I can feel it, to Limsa Lominsa. If you learn aught of interest, be sure to let me know. In the meantime, I will do what I can to aid our cause, though I fear that there will be precious little given in the circumstances. Alright, Kryl, you and Mama Levier, watch after my baby while I'm gone. Please take care of him. Spoil him if you have to. I'm gonna miss my baby. But who knows where I'm gonna find danger, and as much as I don't like it here in Charlian, I still feel like this is probably the safest place for him. Take care of my precious baby Shalana. Alright. And since it is cheaper, I am going to take the ferry. I will walk down there to get to it. Someone's already got the title of Endwalker, so apparently you've already finished it, if I were to guess. Let's see. Ah, that's where you are. That ship you see before you will sail you to Limsa Limensa if you are so inclined, thinking of hopping aboard. 300 gil. Yes, it is so much cheaper to do that than to teleport. My goodness. Take the ferry when possible, folks. We'll save you a big old pocket full of gil. Alright. And now back to Limsa, which is always crowded. So super crowded. Doesn't actually seem too bad, but we haven't gotten to the plaza yet. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's all the people. Actually, it's not that bad right now. Probably enough people are still playing the MSQ at the moment that it's actually not too terribly crowded. Okay. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the Elder Seedseer and the Sultana. 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? I'm fine. I'm on basically a first-name basis with all of them. My apologies for calling you away from Charlian at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. 'Twas only right this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn that we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlian, the Allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge of abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Anata have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph at Razathan has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of these forces will continue to hold the Telophoroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the brave few Isilbard continent. To think such progress has been made in such a short time, so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Telophoroi's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I only ask that in choosing to remember, we do not forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Arianshi observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there is reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what is yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telophoroi. They are certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it's not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire in the capital. There is logic in that. Regardless, once we have the truth uncovered, we'll bring their schemes crashing down, along with their infernal towers. Then that's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and the scales to join us on the Isilbard contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For honor and glory for the people of Garlemald. For revenge against the Tolafroi. Where are the people of Garlemald? One specific man in particular, Kappa. Couldn't have put it better myself. Y'shtola, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. We're positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Isilbard. Ravon and Lord Amric are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Oh boy. Pack warm clothing, furs, and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Tolafroi so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. Well then, that was a little sooner than I expected. So, this might be a short session because I gotta do a thing before I can actually go to Garlemald. I just gotta get another job to 82-ish. Actually, I need to get around 83. But yeah, well, let's just go ahead and switch to it. They told us to dress warm. I'm dressing warm. Alright. We'll just go to Alamigan Quarter. Alamigan Quarter, there it is. Even if it's a little warm to be wearing this in Alamigo, we're going to be getting cold soon enough. Graz from Corvos. Again. Yep, I do need to level up. Alright, fine. I'll switch to Dancer, and then I'll probably run Tower of Zot twice, I think, to get Gunbreaker up to 82, and then I should be able to move forward from there, theoretically. I may also need to do some runs just to get my item level up as well. This is not that. Screw this. We're flying. I can never find my way around this city. Alright. Spawn in! Spawn in, people! Okay, here we are. I must quiz Thancred and Urianger on the conditions we can expect in Garlemald. I know it's cold, but how cold? Will I need to keep my ears covered? They can be a bit sensitive at times. I mean, I have worn my dancer's ensemble there once before. It was not pleasant. I'll just tell you that. I survived, but it was not pleasant at all. Oh, hi, Amric. Yeah. I'll admit this is all rather daunting, though not quite the way I was expecting. We'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with the Alliance's finest. The best of the best, the Warrior of Light and, well, me. It's silly, I know. Perhaps this is my way of distracting myself from the part I should be worried about, marching into Garlemald. Alice? You know, I'm quite looking forward to seeing who's been selected for the Isilbard contingent. I have a few people in mind. Care to make a friendly wager? Estinian, hide me. If Emmerich asks me, say I'm getting on fine and leave it at that. Don't you breathe a word about the cord. Estinian, I'm just as scared of this meeting as you. It is so awkward. I just... Hi, Emmerich. No hard feelings. I know, you've told me no hard feelings before, but, you know, it's still... I'm sorry. Fancy meeting you here. I trust our mutual friend is settling into life as a scion. Collaboration was never his forte. The moment the fighting ended, he'd be off he'd go, like a gala cat swept up in a strong breeze. But rest assured, he will always be there when you need him. Probably. Emmerich, why? Just hide me, Estinian. Hide me. I'm not here. Alright. Oh, didn't mean to talk to Alice. Alright. The Wanderers return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroy the rest of them. You should be proud. Those boarding scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Emmerich be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we've seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Azema. I don't need that awkwardness. We dare not neglect our duties for too long lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there's a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Isilbard contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Emmerich's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is the peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Isilbard, I and my other companion and other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. Where is Lise, anyway? Isn't she supposed to be here? We meet again. Oh, Gaius! How are you doing, honey? Much has occurred since we parted ways in Werlet. Yeah. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contributions on this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I've shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people in Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? Strange, I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telafroi laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Impervaris and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel to Isilbard contingent with the Isilbard news, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of the former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. Deliver your people from harm in your stead. I doubt they'll be pleased to see the champion of Eorzea set foot on Garlean soil. I understand. Werlet is in your hands. I doubt they'll be pleased to see the champion of Eorzea set foot on Garlean soil. No, I'm not going to say that. Alright, I understand. Warlight is in your hands. And I will defend it to my dying breath. After the sacrifices my sons and daughters made, I can do no less. I and the government of Warlight intend to offer refuge to those fleeing Garlemald. Should that time come, we will be ready. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two, and if I don't see you again ere we depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. Okay, Emmerich. Alright. I'm actually going to open that with my gunbreaker, just so, well, I'll wait to open it until I've run a few trust dungeons and gotten my gunbreaker up in levels, because I need to do that, because I wanted to run gunbreaker in Garlemald. So, this was only about an hour session. It was kind of short, but I will be back in an hour, maybe a little bit more, depending on if I need to stop to eat. But anyway, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Thank you. Watching, never cease to be amazing, and bye for now.